So the question is, how often and how long to follow up with a new lead, a new referral, somebody that you haven't spoken to yet. So, Miss Kristen Simpsons, how's everything up in Philly today?
Oh, Philly's great.
Yeah, I
Philly's
bet it
fantastic with a PH. That's how we
with a
spell it.
PH. I like that. I like that. Yeah, so I'm in beautiful. I'm halfway there. I'm in High Point, North Carolina today. We got a little place up here, and so not all the way to Philly, but halfway from Tampa Bay area. So hey, so this is a great topic, cause it's always like you don't want to give up too quick
Yeah,
because there might be a closing in it, right? And we find that like with at least with referrals, one out of four, I'm going to get a closing, right?
right.
But if I stop, so if I follow up too much, I'm kind of wasting time and missing other opportunities. Maybe get a little frustrated. Worse, maybe falsely thinking something's wrong with me. They don't like my voice. Like what
Right.
I didn't say, I didn't leave the perfect message or whatever. So I don't want to lose the opportunities, but I don't want to waste my time. And it's a serious balance.
It is. It's a gray area. Can we make it more clear, maybe?
Let's make it more clear. So I
Okay.
think I think the first thing we have to do is we have to say where did this lead come from?
Okay.
So
So
if the
step one.
lead, yeah, because like let's say the lead came in from social media, just
Mm,
say. So those converted about 1%. Maybe if somebody's a rock star, maybe 2%. But usually, like if you go to Chat GPT and say, how often does an internet lead close or a social media close for a loan officer? Chat GPT will tell you 0.5 to 2.
what else would you put in that category with social media leads? Is there anything else? Any other type of lead generation that you would?
Bought leads from Zillow.
Okay.
Let's call it non-relationship leads, and social media is not relationship leads for the vast majority of it, right? The lion's share of them, it's not. Like we did interrupted marketing. They weren't looking for a mortgage. They weren't at an open house. They're watching a TikTok video, and then I come up and or you come up or whoever comes up and says something, and they go, "Oh, okay, I'll click on this." Those are going to be from 0.5 to around 2%.
Okay.
I treat those totally different than a referred lead. I don't discard those. I think there's nothing wrong with a 0.5 to 2% conversion rate as long as it's completely 100% automated,
Mm. High
right?
tech,
And
high touch, slow time.
yeah, and it's not taking my time away from my referred leads because my referred leads close at about at least 10 times higher, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25%. So one out of every four referred leads, we is a good number that is what we close on. And so the first thing, where'd the lead source come from? So if it came from social media, has to be a 100% automated thing, because otherwise it'll clutter up my pipeline, and it'll just clog everything up, and then I'm not spending my time on the referrals that convert 10 times, literally 10 times better, because I'm so busy fishing through all these. On average, 99 out of 100 that's going to tell me to pound sand, or they ghost me, which
Right.
which to me, the biggest damage of that again is back to the psyche. I might,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I'm a little fragile, right? But if I have 99 people, ignore me, ghost me, tell me go pound sand or whatever, it messes with me, and
Mhm.
I'm not on my game anymore. And so that's how I would do the uh internet lead. So
Give me a quick example. So do you have that type of lead gen in your branch?
actually, as of right now, no.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, how do you automate that
Yeah.
in your
Well,
branch?
how I can tell you how I have in the past is
Okay.
put it on a CRM program.
Okay.
And now, having CRMs that do AI, they can do it like really well
They can have a
automatically.
conversation.
Yeah, and so actually, so you know what? I said none. So let me rephrase that. My top producers, no.
Understood. Okay.
But listen, we have some loan officers that do okay,
Mhm.
that are doing more of this. But to my knowledge, 0% of our top producers are doing that. They're one to my knowledge,
Hmm.
which I think is accurate, right?
Right.
100% of the top producers are relationship based loan officers.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goes
All
back to
right.
that. I think you taught me this. If I walk into a room and there's a table of $20 bills and $1 bills, which one are you going to take?
Yeah, I'm going after the $20 bills, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, same amount of time and energy is spent on 0.5% conversions
Hmm.
versus 25% conversions, right? Same amount of time, same amount of effort. Heck, it actually might be cheaper to do the 25% conversion rate. Referred leads, I mean, other than a coffee here or there, really don't cost anything.
Right.
Like there's nothing to buy, So, all right. So now let's talk about, hey, realtor Kristin referred me somebody. Um, how often do I follow up with them? So I tell you one thing that I've learned. I've learned people get busy.
Hmm.
People
Yes.
get busy. I get busy. So sometimes, um, actually, the house I'm sitting in right now up here in High Point, North Carolina, the agent, I contacted the agent, hey, I'm thinking about buying another house up there. And so I called him up, got him on the phone. I'm thinking about buying another house, and we already bought one through him, and now we're looking to buy another one. Right, my and her awesome husband are living in one, and we're looking to buy one for us now. And he said, "Cool." So he followed up with me for about a week or two or three, and honestly, I was just really busy.
Yeah.
I think you and I had an event coming on at the time, and we were doing some onboarding in the branch on the mortgage side, and I know you help me with that sometimes, or I help you with that. Probably a better way of saying it. And I was just busy. So I like the dude. I like the area. I want a house. Maria wants a house. My daughter, thank God, and my awesome son-in-law, thank God, want us to move, have a house, we can come up and visit them. And so everything was positive. I was just busy. And just being honest, I just didn't return his calls.
Yeah.
So now, if he would have quit after a week or two, um, I don't know, maybe I'd have called somebody else when I was ready. I don't know the answer to that. But
Right.
I've learned to give people a little bit of break. Maybe they're busy. Maybe their dog died. Maybe, they a pipe busted in the kitchen and they're dealing with. Um, that's what it was. I remember now. So we had just had the hurricane come through Tampa, and I had a house that had been 4 feet of water come in on the first floor.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And we were dealing with that. That's what it was. We were dealing with that, right? So when we're calling our people, maybe the pipe's just busted.
Yep.
Maybe they're sick. Maybe their kid got in a little bit of trouble. Maybe I don't know, their dog broke a leg. Like life happens.
Yeah.
And so I've learned to give people a little bit of a break and don't assume there's something wrong with me and that's the reason why they're not calling me back.
Oh, 100%. Don't make your follow up about you. It's not.
Well said. Well said. So Kristin, you and I follow this plan where we like the first week. So
Okay.
the first week a lead comes through. So realtor Kristin sends me a lead and I call up the lead. So
Okay.
on day one, I like doing three things. I like to call them, text them, and email them.
Because you don't know what modality they're going to respond to.
100%.
Yeah. Right.
I got a friend of mine, very successful man, very, 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 I can't say his name, very successful man. And if you want to talk to this guy, you don't email him because he doesn't have an email address.
Hmm.
If you want to talk to him, get this, Kristin, you've got to fax him.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even have
Mhm.
fax. I don't even know where to go to send a fax anymore.
Yeah. Well, if you want to talk to him,
You'll
and,
figure it
and and
out.
let me tell you, if you know the guy, you want to talk to him, right? So if
Yeah.
you want to talk to him, you fax him and tell him what time you're going to be calling. and he'll fax you back, say that sounds good, or let's move to 10:30. And you go, well, that's horribly inefficient. That's the way he plays, right? And he's earned the right to play that way. So can I say his name? I think I can say his name. His name is Dan Kennedy. So
Okay.
Dan Kennedy, very smart business advisor,
Mhm.
and yeah, you want to talk to him? You got to fax him, right?
Man,
So
that's just because he gets a fax, he decides if he's going to respond back or not, and if you're going to go through that trouble, you really want to talk to him, and you're going to make it's going to be a valuable use of his time. I
yeah,
kind of like it.
yeah, and the point of that is again like what we're saying on day one. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you do better on a phone call. I don't know if you do better on text. I don't know if you do better on email. And so I'm going to send all three. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to call,
Yep.
and then I'll wait about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to text you. Hey, borrower Barbara, I just called. You were referred by realtor Kristin. I just called, left a voicemail. I'll talk to you when you call back. So I just make reference to my voicemail. And then I email them at that same time. When I send the text, I also email them, "Hey, borrower Barbara, Kristin, realtor Kristin, asked if I would give you a call. I understand you and Mr. Barber are looking to buy a house in the so and so area. Looking forward to helping you make that happen. I left you a voicemail. I'll talk to you when you call back." And so all for me, I do it all three ways, and the two refer back to, basically go listen to the voicemail
Voicemail.
kind of thing. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so
I love that.
that's what I do on day one. And then day two, I call again and I text again, and I make reference to day one. Hey, just want to let you know, this is Carl over at ABC Mortgage. I called and texted you, and I sent you an email too. I didn't know what the best way to respond to you, so I'm just very careful in this, Kristen. I don't say, "Hey, I called you, I texted you, I
Never
emailed
heard back
you,
from you.
I didn't hear back from you." Like
Yeah.
I'm just totally don't give that vibe at all. But I give reference to it. It's like, hey, I just make sure I got the right number, make sure I'm contacting you the way that works best for you. And then day three, I let it breathe. And then day
Ooh.
four, I call them again.
All right.
Day five, I let it breathe again. Day six, I text them, but it's a different text. Like the text is just like, "Hey, left you a couple messages, just touching bases. Uh, want to make sure, I'm here to help you when you're ready." Right. And the idea is like some people might say, "Hey, Carl, that's being a little pushy." And the idea is to be present, not
Mhm.
pushy. And so I don't say, "Hey, if you don't call me back, I'm going to stop calling," or that's being kind of weird, I think.
Yeah.
And so you want to be present but not pushy. And so that's what week one looks like.
I love the let it breathe.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. And by the way, we've got a little cheat sheet that I'll give everybody. What's the best way for them to get the cheat sheet, Kristen?
Email me. That'd probably be the best way. Kristin, Kristin at themarketinganimals.com.
All right, so just email Kristen and
Yeah.
we'll give you this little cheat sheet. So that's week one, and again, this is only referred leads, right? So week two, three, and four. So first 30 days. So week one, what we just did. Week two, three, and four all those look the same, and here's how they look: is I'm going to call and or text. I prefer to call. I'm going to
Mhm.
call for the next 4 weeks, or like I'd call this week, I'd text next week. I'd call the next week, I'd text the fourth week, right? I'd go back and forth. But and for me, I'm only doing it once per week at this point, right? Because the first week I was on them like white on rice,
Right.
and now I don't want to be pushy. I want to be present, right?
Okay.
So on week two, I'll call them. Week three, I'll text them. Week four, I'll call them one more time. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next.
Can I ask a question here?
Sure.
Or maybe you're going to get to this. I don't want to jump the gun.
Go ahead.
Have you gotten back with the real estate agent yet to let them know that you haven't connected?
Touch the lead, touch the partner. Every time I call them,
Okay, every
every
time.
time I then call the agent. Hey, Realtor Kristin, I just want to let you know I called, I texted, I emailed. I didn't know which was best for him, so I did all three. Thank you so much. I'll be sure to let you know as soon as I hear back. And
Okay.
then on day two, hey, Kristin, I just want to let you know I called again. Hey, is there anybody else you're working with I can help you with? And so every time I call or text on week two, when I'm calling, hey, Kristen, I just left them another voicemail. Just want to let you know that I'm still in contact with them. Have you heard anything yet? Have they kind of, maybe they're busy. Have you heard anything yet? And so I'm collaborating with you about getting in touch with them. Yeah. I've been showing them a couple of houses, Carl. That I know they're kind of busy right now, but they'll be in touch. All right, perfect. But I'm still going to follow my plan, and I'm still going to update you every time I've done that until one of you tells me to stop.
Got it.
Right? Because I get that sometimes. They go, "Hey, Carl, come to find out their nephew or their niece is a loan officer. I think they're going to go through them, or
Right.
I think they decide to pay cash for it." I'm not going
Right.
to sit and talk that realtor into. Well, let's not have them pay cash. Let me talk to them and show them the advantages of getting a mortgage. Because 100% of the realtors would rather all their clients pay cash rather than get a mortgage. Because one less thing can go wrong, right? Who
Right.
could blame them? And so if I have realtor Kristen says, well, I think they're going to end up paying cash for it. Oh, awesome, Kristen. Great, good for you. That's one less thing you have to concern yourself with. Of course, the downside of that, Kristen, is now after they close, you don't have me helping you follow up with them to get even more referrals going forward. But I'm happy to follow up with them just as a courtesy you, even if they pay cash if you'd like me to. And
Hmm.
then who else you working with that I can help you with, right? So every time you talk to them, or leave a voicemail or text them or email them. I'm then calling you or texting you that hey, I was just in touch. Who else have you got? Because you will never tell me, Carl, you're following up. You're keeping me too informed. That's never going to happen,
This is
right?
such
That's
a
that.
big deal. This is such a big deal, Carl, because I wonder how many people, first of all, don't have like they like I like a cadence. You tell me exactly the plan, I can implement it. So having a cadence here where I know that like this is a gold standard, like I love to follow this.
Yeah.
But then it's like the hey, let's take it a step further and touch the partner. That's like huge missed opportunity.
The more conversations we have with our referral
Yeah.
partners, the more referrals we're going to get.
Mind
It just
blown. Yep.
it just works that way, right? And by the way, when I touch you, when I reach out and call you, this is not a 30-minute conversation because you're busy. You're a happening
Yes.
agent. You got a lot going on, and you take my call because you know Carl's a quick call. Carl's a quick, 1 minute in and out. He's not going to yakety yak me for the next 2 hours. Ask me how my kids are doing in cheerleading or in little league this year. He gives me a quick update and he's out, right? And that which is what
Yes.
you want, right? So
Yep.
yeah. All right. So and by the way, so on week 2, 3, and 4, I do leave messages still, but it's a little bit different of a message at this point. So now it goes like a little bit more, maybe some value add, maybe what I call a soft check-in, maybe what I call curiosity-based nudges. And so maybe it'd be something like, hey, I just wanted to be, like my message would be this again. This is week 2. Hey, borrower Barbara. I should have picked an easier name to say. Uh, borrower Barbara. Just wanted to be a resource for when the timing's right. So I just want you to know I'm here. I'm available. Again, my phone number is 555-1212. Or maybe another one would be, hey, I just want to also just keep in mind rates are kind of moving right now, which by the way, they always are, right? Going up, going down a
Yes.
little bit. Maybe not massive, but a little bit always, right? It's always changing a little bit. And so rates are always moving. So, hey, just want to let you know rates are kind of moving a little bit here this week. So happy to chat if now's better, and but just let me know. Or maybe hey, just one more thing. Maybe I don't know if I told you in my past messages that we also have available some government programs that could be in your huge benefit. and it might be something that that you're entitled to and didn't even know to ask about. But we can talk about that when you call back in. So 555-1212. So what would those government programs be? VA, FHA, USDA, things like that. And so those
Some
would
kind
be
of
the
grant. I know the different locations, there's like specific grants that are available and things like that. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And so those are the kind of messages, what I would call the value add type messages. And I love saying things like, the government program that you may be entitled to. People
Mhm.
love the word entitled, right? So it just me too, by the way. If somebody say, "Hey, Carl, you're entitled to a $5,000 discount on your taxes," yeah, I'm all ears. Tell me about that,
Yeah, tell me
right?
about it.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad
Yeah.
thing. So all right. So now let's talk about after 30 days. So after 30 days, um, it's going to go more into a long-term nurturing thing. And again, what that looks like for me would be maybe it'd go into my emailing system. And whether you're emailing like once a week or once a month, like whatever you're sending out to your past database, I'd put them on a past database type of email. Not nothing like if my past database says, "Hey, I helped you with your loan last time," I probably wouldn't send that out. But just
Right.
a constant, drip of information, whether you do it once a week, at the very least once a month, though. I still think calling them like once a month would be a good idea. But for the most part, is once we get about a month out and we've been reaching out to them, and it comes to 7 times. We've called them 7 times now, but in the first 30 days. So once we go past that, I kind of want to let automation handle it, and
Yeah.
um, and yeah, so it's what we talk about, high tech, low touch, low time, right? So I've got my automated CRM that's kind of staying in touch with it, and I have this thing that I call the golden rule, and the golden rule on leads is follow up like they're just busy until they tell you otherwise, right? So I'm going to just assume they're busy because probably they are, because again, you don't want to lose a real opportunity just because they were at a wedding or maybe they were moving or again dealing with life.
Life happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
but I also think you got to kind of set boundaries with this.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, because I've talked to a lot of people as of recently who will talk about their pipeline. And at some point, you got to consider somebody not in the active pipeline. When you actually look at that, because otherwise you're going to tell yourself that your pipeline looks like something that maybe it doesn't.
Mm. Yeah, so for me, once it's 30 days out, like after 30 days,
Yeah.
we put them in the not closed yet nurturing program, and that way, because you make a good point. If I look at my lead, well, I got 143 leads here, but I'm speaking to two of them.
That's exactly it. Yep.
I've got a problem,
Yeah.
So for me, like after 7 genuine attempts over 30 days. And some people use different numbers, right? It's all good. Just have a system so everybody's the same, of course, same way
Yeah.
every time, as Steve says. But after 7 genuine attempts over 30 days, if there's zero engagement, I'm going to take my emotional energy out of it.
Mhm.
And again, I'm gonna log it, I'm gonna tag it, and I'm gonna let automation handle the rest of it. And I'll circle back later. Frankly, so it doesn't just give me all the negative vibes. I think protecting our brain from
Mhm.
negative vibes. I think, I mean, for me, it's important. Again, maybe I'm a little bit fragile on that,
Yeah.
but for me, that's really, really, really important, that I don't look at a robust pipeline that's not robust, or B, start to tell myself, hey, something must be wrong with me, something must be wrong with my scripting, something like that. Well, and frankly, if you're closing anything less than 25%, right, something is off, just FYI. Or
Oh,
let's say
yeah.
anything less than 20%. So if you're
Carl,
anything,
oh, I'm sorry. I had a conversation with a loan officer, seasoned vet, super great loan officer, a couple weeks ago, and we were going through these numbers, and we got to how many referrals you'd need to close the number of loans that he was looking to. We were doing that fast action 90-day plan.
yeah.
He said, "Well, wait a minute. I got 80 referrals last month. And I said, well, time out. Let's back up. Referrals,
Uh-huh.
like from real estate agents, past clients? He's like, yes. And I said,
80?
oh, 80 referrals. And I said, you know what? We don't have a lead generation problem. We
No.
have we have a process problem,
Yeah.
right? And so looking back at some of these things and saying, what is my process here? Like, how do I, you got to have a tracking system here because I know it's so easy. How many times do I get a text or an email? It's coming in from all these different spots. And then I'm like, oh crap, I never responded to that.
Yeah, that person either has a follow-up issue or they have a scripting issue.
It was a follow up issue.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
Teaser, but yeah, all roads were leading to one person and it's just too much for one
Uh,
person to handle. Yeah.
hmm. It's funny. It's and again, I'm personally not a hunter. I don't think there's anything wrong with a hunter. So I just want to say that, like I last time I said I don't hunt. I had these people emailing me saying, "Well, thank God somebody does, or you'd never have a house." So I get that, right? And I'm all for that. But I find that the hunting process, the act of having somebody to start sending me referrals, is the fun part, and then the cleaning of it, right? So if you get a
Yep.
animal, you clean it. Or if you catch a fish, the catching's fun. You get back on the dock, and you got to clean the fish. That's not near as much fun. And I think the same thing is in referrals, in that,
Yeah.
at least for me, the coffee appointments and this is a horrible way of saying it, but kind of like bagging that agent, or bringing that agent under my umbrella. So I start sending me referrals. That's the fun part. And then once they start sending leads, it's like, well, crap, now I got to work. And it's
Mm,
very easy to overlook that part. But there's two parts to a sale. There's traffic and there's conversion. The traffic's the fun, sexy part. The conversion, well, that's where the money is.
yeah. I mean, this is such a plug and play. I love that how you laid this out by weeks and exactly what to do. But I'm in my head, I'm thinking, man, you got to have a way to track this because this could get away from you real quick.
Well, if you're doing the data success plan,
Yeah.
the 80 referrals.
Mhm.
A lot of people, and we've all been there. A lot of people don't get 80 referrals in a year,
Right.
much
That's what I
less.
was saying. This is a great loan officer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and just a different focus on on what he's doing with them. So anyway, so that's my little cheat sheet that I use. Again, if you want to get a copy of that, just email Kristin. Kristin is Kristin at the marketinganimals.com. Kristin at the marketinganimals.com. If you're watching this on a podcast or something, we'll put the link in the notes, and we're happy to give you a copy of this thing. It's really once I learned how to like follow up on these people without seeming desperate, but yet not ignoring them.
Right.
Because if I, the sin of ignoring them, if I ignore them, then Realtor Kristen's not going to give me any more referrals. If she sends me over this open house sheet that she did from Saturday, and she uh, texts it over to me on Monday morning so I can help her follow up on these people. The only reason why you're going to do that, Realtor Kristen, is because I help you convert them. And
Yeah.
so when we get that sheet, it's exactly what we do is we call them with this little formula that we've just been spelling out here for the last little bit. And we get a lot of closings from open houses and never go to open houses. We just have the realtors take a picture of the sign-in sheet at closing and send them over to us on Monday morning, and we input them into this system that we just mapped out for you. And well, that's how we get a fair amount of our closings. At way more than like the social media stuff. And we're good at the social media. I'm not discounting that, but I'm saying on the range of importance, this is really high on the list.
Well, this is fantastic. Thanks, Carl, for sharing that.
Well, thank you, my friend. Hey, you were talking about another episode that we're doing. What's that episode going to be about?
I want to talk about AI and sales fundamentals and, looking at it from two perspectives, either a collaboration or a collision course.
Mm, great topic. I
I
can't
don't
wait.
know.
We'll do
Yeah.
that next. We'll do that next. So, all
Okay. Sounds like
right.
a plan.
Hey, yeah, get your copy of the cheat sheet. Reach out to Chris and get the copy of the cheat sheet. Yeah, you're going to want
Mhm.
to have this thing, and again, we'll just give it to you. So, we good, Kristen?
I think that's perfect. Thanks so
All
much,
right.
Carl.
Thank you, my friend.
Have a good day, everybody.
Hey, and if you think this episode would benefit some of your friends that might not be listening to it, we appreciate always when you forward it to your friends, and give a review, and something like, "We want to hear less of Carl and way more of Kristen," would be totally appropriate. That'd be totally appropriate. So, but we appreciate you leave us just an honest review on whatever platform you're listening to. It helps get the message out, and we appreciate it. So, thanks again, everybody. Bye bye.